This is Matrix Lord 212, and now is going to be the 50th anniversary talk. And this video is going to be massive, okay? So I'm going to talk and explain what they said on Doctor Who TV UK. All right, and some of this stuff is going to absolutely shock you. All right, so according to them, of course, the 50th anniversary special is written by Stephen Moffat. Yes, we know that. It's supposed to air the 23rd of November. Okay, it films in April 2013. Now, this may not be the case because they had to change the filming of Sherlock. And because Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman were doing The Hobbit, instead of filming, I guess, in January, they have to film in March and April. So I don't think that April is going to be the filming for Doctor Who because Moffat can't do two shows at the same time filming-wise. But we're going to have to wait and see. Of course, we know Matt Smith is the Doctor, Jenna Louise Coleman is Clara Oswald Oswald. Okay, so here we're going to talk about what Stephen Moffat said in the past. The format for the anniversary is still to be confirmed by the BBC. Stephen Moffat originally said, "Why talk in the singular?" Matt Smith also hinted at multiple episodes, but more recent rumors seem to suggest a one-off feature-length outing. In another interview, Moffat said, "I've got various plans, but all I can say empathetically is it will be huge. It won't be just one thing. We'll be doing lots of stuff. Plans are quite extensive and changing all the time. Oh my God, we will hit that year very, very hard indeed." He also said about multi-doctor stories, it's slightly difficult to do them all now. I'm not against it, but I think as a gimmick it outlives its usefulness quite fast. Doing Time Crash with 8 minutes of Peter Davison and Tennant was about right. If you have a really good story that monitors on the fact that this is a one-man experienced the same adventure at several different points in his life, that will be worth doing. But you can't do a special or an episode as a reunion party. That's not a story. That's a party. Nothing wrong with parties, but they're not great fun to watch. But with a really good story, then yes. In a later interview, he says possibly. It's so far in the future, it's only a set of notions. So Neil Gaiman wanted the 11 Doctors. That's something he was really wanted to see. And everybody really wants to see Tom Baker return. There was also hints that there may be a live episode that Matt Smith hinted at. Russell T. Davies had claimed that he's not involved in the 50th anniversary in any way, shape, or form. And of all the companions, and this is where it's very interesting. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about the Doctors. Of all the Doctors, they all said no, with David Tennant and Christopher Eccleston hinting that they would return, which from what I understand, the 9th and 10th Doctor are in. So that's what I've been told. So let's see. Now, this is where you're going to find it the most interesting. Of all the companions, the only companion that was almost confirmed, really, was Carol Ann Ford as Susan Foreman. Now, this was rumor put in the Express, so I don't know if you could take this with a grain of salt. But of all the companions, they just hinted that Susan, which is his granddaughter, would be returning. Now, this is not definite, okay? As far as Sophie Aldred, who played Ace, she's waiting for a call. She would drop everything to do it. Billie Piper said she didn't hear anything. Mickey Smith said he doesn't think he's going to be in there. Captain Jack, John Barrowman, said he was never asked, but he would love to do it. Freeman Agyeman, Martha, said she heard rumblings, but didn't hear anything. She would love to work with David and Karen Gilliam. And this is the most important piece of information that you really need to pay attention. We've heard all this time that Karen Gillian and Arthur Darvill, in Karen Gillian's contract, that she would never return again as Amy Pond. From what this says on Doctor Who TV UK, it says from Karen Gillian's lips, whether Arthur Darvill and I are involved, We'll have to wait and see. Wow. So that means that the contract that we thought where she would never return is baloney. Wow. And wouldn't it be fitting to have Amelia Pons, Amy Pons, and Rory when the Doctor regenerates? I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. I always felt they would return. I understand there's a contract, but when money is involved, things change. And I have a feeling they will return. Not saying they're definitely going to return. I have a feeling that Amy and Rory will return. And I think fans will be satisfied if they do. All right, so other than that, then we also got An Adventure in Space and Time, written by Mark Gatiss. That's supposed to air in November. It's supposed to be 90 minutes. And David Bradley was announced to be playing the part of William Hartnell, which was the first Doctor. And if you notice, too, I think that David Bradley was hired as the William Hartnell because a lot of us fans, when we saw the trailer, thought that he was playing the first Doctor, and maybe that kind of put an idea in Stephen Moffat's head or Mark Gatiss, because he does look like the first Doctor. So who knows? But stranger things have been happening. But that is what's going on with the 50th anniversary, and like I said, for everybody to just dismiss that Amy and Rory are returning, well, guess again, possibly. All right. And that would make a great, whether it be 50th anniversary or finale or whatever it's going to be, that would be amazing. All right. And I will completely be satisfied 100,000,000% if they get a proper send off where they're not trapped in the past. They're brought back to the present with their adopted kid or something. And that's it. So, okay. Take care. Bye for now.